origins of tribalism in Kenya. In Nigeria, among the Igbo people, there is a saying that when two brothers fight to the death, it is the stranger who inherits the property. This, of course, is meant to bring unity among tribes and among peoples so that foreigners do not come in and are not able to steal the land. In Kenya, land was the reason that the Mau Mau launched a rebellion against the colonialists who had taken all the fertile land of the Rift Valley, putting the Africans into concentration camps that were known as reserves, which had the poorest land and guaranteed starvation for the African people. Of course, the leader of the Mau Mau was believed to be Jomo Kenyatta. He was arrested. However, the handwriting was already on the wall, and the British knew they had to relinquish political as well as economic power. They had stolen the land, displaced the Kenyan people, and it was time for them to give up the land that they had stolen. In 1960, Africans came together and formed a political party. The political party was known as KAU, the Kenya African National Union. One of the founding fathers of this political party was Tom Mboya and Odinga, who belonged to the Luo tribes. The other founders were, of course, Jomo Kenyatta, who belonged to the Kikuyu tribe. Because Kenyans have always been very tribal people, the smaller tribes, fearing that there would be a Kikuyu and Luo domination, also formed their own opposition parties. These opposition parties, one of them was known as the Kenya African Democratic Union, KADU, and represented the smaller tribes of Luhya. Because Kenyans have always been divided upon and along ethnic lines, in 1963, prior to an election which was scheduled in May of 1963, Kenyatta and KANU won that election. As part of Kenyatta's ethnic balancing, Odinga Aluo became vice president. After a lot of political negotiations, KANU and KADU eventually merged. Odinga was very much to the political left and became very much disillusioned with the KANU government. He was disappointed because he felt that the KANU government had abandoned socialist principles that had brought them to power. He advocated a ceiling on the amount of land that could be owned by any one individual, 500 acres. But this unsettled a lot of the colonial farmers and the KANU elites, who had themselves begun to accumulate a lot of land. As a result of this critique, KANU fought back. How they fought back was that in 1969, they assassinated the Luo leader, Tom Mboya, and they kicked out Odinga from the party. And that was how divisions continued in Kenya and eventually led to a one-party rule under Arab Moi.